Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday, December 4th, and you're watching the Link to the Past Randomizer Fall Tournament 2019. We welcome all your fine viewers to this fantastic race between shadyforce and Illus that will soon unfold. I'm Marjevich, and joining me today is Lin. How are you doing today?
Hello. I'm a bit sick, but Illus is a close friend, so that's the least I can do for him. I wanted to commentate anyways. Whatever the match would be, but when it's Illus, it's always special.
The special people close to our hearts. That doesn't sound biased at all to me.
No, shadyforce is a great runner as well. I will expect a very, very close one.
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 ties already this tournament. Now moving into day 4, there is no telling what we have in store for us today.
There were also close races. There are a lot of scenarios. I think we had one hover seed kinda as well. It's only the beginning of the group stages, and we're already down to a lot of upsets and close races. So can expect to have a very good one here.
Yeah, there's no telling where this tournament is going to take us. Today we have this triple hammer seed, I guess. I don't really know what to make of that.
I mean, it's first quartile versus fourth quartile, but shadyforce is not to be underestimated here. He's a solid runner, and I think he'll probably give Illus some hard time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Qualifying for the group stages, you have to be very, very solid as well.
Yeah, I think any of these 120 players have the possibility to go through the group stage. We are off with some diversion already from the get-go.
I mean, kind of classic. It's good for us, spectators, to see what our runners are gonna find. I think we saw a pendant in Hera and the red crystal at Eastern.
Certainly a pendant in Hera didn't quite catch what the crystal was over in Eastern. We do have an early sword here in Sanctuary, which may lead Illus to actually go for an early escape later when Kakariko is finished up.
Oh god, Shady playing. I don't really like that sprite because I actually don't see it properly, but I'll try my best. But it is rocking the usual Cerno fairy. Oh.
Bomb's very nice.
Yeah, getting a lot of resources early is very nice. He only took 3, but that should be enough for his Kakariko trip. Might find some more in all the checks he's gonna do there.
Yeah, definitely hoping to find some rupees also along the way so that you can check Bottle Merchant without having to awkwardly route that in. You did also find those gloves just laying around in the forest, so backup escape is already available, so it's also in logic, but that's later down the line.
That's already a lot. He only did 3 checks, and he has a sword and a glove. That's pretty nice. But he didn't check Lumberjack, and Shady is actually gonna show us what's gonna be there. Actually being very thorough for this early game.
Yeah.
Just be so hard.
I do feel like we've started to see more and more Sank starters deciding to not check Lumberjack and instead just go straight for the forest, not getting the information, not getting the tree pull, and not getting the hoarder, and just relying on getting that instead in the forest.
I mean, Illus still went for the hoarder. Luckily for him, he got some bombs, so could proceed smoothly. That's a lot of people, when they're not getting anything in Oswald, they'll just save and quit to Link's house instead. So they can try their luck on the 50-50 pushes on the way to CAC, but from south.
You could actually just start the seed completely in Link's house and just go straight to CAC by farming those bombs. Not that many people are doing that, though. And we do see the shovel in the basement as Shadyforce almost died to a bomb in the forest and actually has to play safe here against these guards.
Already rewarding a fast cack route with a flute, so you'll have. I mean, that's only the early game, so that's not that big of an edge, but still.
Well, the flute is going to put Death Mountain in logic, so there's a few checks up there. Also, can easily get to some other areas like Gina's Cave, Ice Sword Cave, and things like that. May even decide to delay Ice Sword Cave potentially until you maybe have more rupees for a Fake Flipper to Sora, or maybe you have Moon Pearl or Boots or something like that.
Also, he shouldn't have bombs issues, since he could grab the also mirror the bush crab near the dam, I guess. But right now, you don't really want to go to race game without bombs, so I guess he's gonna buy some.
Does have enough rupees for that. Mirror does put Hera available, but you may be locked out from the basement. And it's a pendant. He's not buying bombs though. Or, actually, going back, buying bombs.
Like, you don't really want to go to race game without any bombs. You don't really want to do that.
Shadyforce is going to have more than enough bombs to getting some additional ones from another quarter.
Like...
You just go and check the shovel location then immediately after this, just to get it out of the way.
There's no way you're closer than where you are right now. Some might say, yeah, you have a mirror, so you can wait. I mean, it's Sphere 1. You kind of want to be thorough, and you're not getting closer from here.
Yeah, you tend to want to dig deeper into Sphere logic. Often see early mushrooms, people just fake flipper at the dam, just go to the witch immediately just to hand it in, and this is kind of similar to that.
He gets pumped when he just got some.
Well, ain't that typical? Well, yeah, starting with the dam, you have flute, easy access to all these locations. You can use the mirror, make the block disappear.
Quite straightforward routing with mirror, of flute, and also sword. I mean, the modem cave is not gonna be hard. Like, very straightforward.
Early bow could have prompted an eastern play, but probably seeing that later.
It's all about what they do next after meeting Modern Cave. Like, there are a few options. I can check Ice Road Cave for sure. I wouldn't. I mean, that's a check everybody's gonna do at some point, anyways. There's escape, I guess. Kind of want to save and quit, I guess, to get to the back.
Could do Agena to lead with that first, but Agena is still a bit off in that sense, even with the flute, though.
The thing with Agena is like he's doing right now. You're inside a cave, and getting out of a cave takes a bit of time. And you want to save and quit to Sanctuary so you can check the back to escape. So I can get why you're saving quitting here, even though like the last update we have longer save and quits, but there's nothing you can do about that. Save and quit is still the fastest way to Sank.
Yep. Well, Illus, you could also have used that mirror there to speed up that Sank trip. The Shadyforce seems to be following through with the same route at this point. So Illus gonna save and quit here and go somewhere else.
So Illus got a key here in the back of escape. Having the mirror, he can just do the front escape, and if he doesn't get the map, he'll just probably mirror to the Dark Cross, which is what he's doing right now.
Yeah, and the sword is a very reliable weapon for escape as well. We did forget just briefly to touch upon the Moo Pearly Mini Molten K, but we're still missing something more for that Dark World access.
Yeah, having that sword makes escape a bit easier than doing that with bones, so I can get why you're doing that right now. Shady haven't done Uncle already. Might put less priority on that. It's still 3 items though, and a map. If you count Dark Cross, obviously. But at this point with those players, you and the mirror, you don't really leave Dark Cross, and you know how to do it with a sword. Definitely.
Shadyforce is just doing what is essentially the standard basic opening that you see most often if you don't get any items, just that he's doing it with flutes. No saving quitting instead, and probably checking the back of escape. I guess we're just digging deeper into the escape portion.
Not much so far. We're just one thing away from Dark Rod says maybe 2 if it's Aga, but like Mitz, Hammer, Lamp, or but still a lot to check. Like you have the whole eastern area. You have a part of the mountain. We could go to Hera, but it's a bit risky without Hammer or Lamp.
Yeah. Also have a Genos, we have Sora in Logic as well. Considering the rupee count, that's probably not going to be checked for a long time.
Shady actually going for that mountain. Like if you climb to Hera, there's a possibility that you are fire locked in Hera, and you cannot continue further to the East Mountain without the hammer. So that's a bit risky. When you still have some checks left.
Well, it is also just dependent, just go in, take it. If you can't clear it, well, you still don't really have to worry about it. So far in Escape, it's just that blue mail in Zelda Cell. I do see that bow up there on the top of Spectacle Rock is going to be a very nice find, and probably just will be able to make a very easy dip into Eastern Palace later.
I mean, you definitely go to Eastern with that bow. It's a crystal. There's no reason not to. And you still have a lot of checks over that area. I think you still check the front of Hera. I mean, if you can clear Hera, you... I mean, depends. Like, it is a pendant as well.
Yeah, the bow doesn't actually unlock anything without a fire sword, so it would still be a sequence break to go kill Armos right now. I do get a small key in the first chest, so it may just be locked.
Nope, fire locked. I guess Shady is heading to Eastern. Would be hard not to see that.
Oh, Illus also going to Eastern.
Probably only checking Saha's closet for now.
If he goes into Eastern here, that's definitely going to cost him, since he won't have the bow unless the other bow ends up being here as well. Well,
and
then,
unfortunately, Chili taking it out here. Gonna lose a bit of time, but not that much. He was just next to flute point.
yeah, it's not the
Oh,
biggest
and
thing,
there's
but
the hammer. We have
okay.
our Dark World access.
Well, we also have a lot to do up on Death Mountain right now. That
Yes. Well,
hammer.
let's see what Illus does. Like, because you also have that mirror that you can combo a
Yeah.
lot in Light and Dark World. Actually, going straight to the mountain, gonna find his bow, and gonna be able to proceed through East Death Mountain. I'm actually surprised by Shady's routing here.
Try and find a fire source before going in.
But now that you have the hammer, it will change his mind. You probably want to combo that with Pod if you can.
Yeah, being able to do Eastern Pod back to back is always great. It could still be that Pod is a pendant. We will find out very soon indeed.
Actually, going into Eastern, I mean, sure you are closer if you go to Pod, but unfortunately he didn't do a map check when he was up there getting his bow, so he doesn't know.
That's definitely interesting. Illus will be able to check a lot of stuff up here and hopefully maybe finding something else that allows him to check more in the other parts of the Dark World, like the Myths or Fire Rod for Skullwoods.
Nope. Speaking of which.
Okay. I guess that's not there. We have Pendant Pod and Pendant Mire.
Pendant Pod, always tricky to go to, but at the same time, like, that rod... I didn't see well. I think it was a fire rod, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a fire rod. And also the flippers. Interesting items in Eastern, I guess. Actually opens the routing by a lot. Having like flippers, mirror, there's a lot you can do now.
Yeah, certainly a lot of items. Still just the compass in the big chest.
It really makes your routing very efficient.
Oh, that's another way to light that torch. Just spam the fire rod forward.
It is actually in logic to do that right now.
With the new changes in V31, that
Yeah,
is in logic
the
with the
changes
fire
in
rod.
V31 is actually in logic to lit the torch with the fire rod and proceed here. Armless Knights is fully in logic. Are fully in logic.
So the fire source for Eastern was in Eastern.
Yes, it was the first set of Eastern.
Let's just here checking the Paradox Cave as Shadyforce begins the Armos fight.
And I'll actually skip Eastern Big Key Chest, and that's it. Gets the last item here, so 3 items, 2 major ones, flippers and fire rod. That's great Eastern, I would say.
I mean, 2 major items that will definitely be useful. It seems like the Fountain had absolutely nothing though apart from that bow. Apparently the lamp was up on the floating island. Well, guess it depends on how much you prioritize that.
She got a fire rod, but still quite a bit of time to get it.
Would Illus do Eastern Pod here with the hammer bow back to back after Hype Cave? I would imagine Shady Force is going westwards.
I'm not sure. If Pod was a pendant, a crystal, I could see it. With Pod being a pendant, you kind of want to delay that trip in order, like, or you're already gambling that your bow is gonna be relevant, because it wasn't so far. If you just turn from Illus, but yeah, Armor's Knights had arrows, so the bow wasn't very relevant. But in the end, it was actually a very stacked sphere one.
Swamp.
Swamp
Or
without
just the
hookshot is
Flipper's checks.
not very.
I was just wondering
tempting.
where Shady Force was going, but he seems to be going for the flipper locations instead of checking the island.
I mean, they haven't scouted that yet, so I can get what he's doing. They have money as well to do the whole sequence. Oh,
well, that's pretty big. Those
that's
are really
pretty
nice.
Surprised they're not keeping the portal, but
Well, I mean, if you're the first person to get boots, you get to do everything else faster, so that's a significant pickup for Shady Force. Illus is going all the way up to Catfish.
I mean, they don't have flippers, so I can get why they didn't check it. Like, he lost it. But that's really pretty big for Shady Force right now.
So Shady Force will be heading over to Sora then.
Still a bit surprised that
Probably.
he didn't conserve that portal and check Catfish into Zora, but I mean, Pyramid Catfish into Zora.
And because in this situation,
especially with boots, like running to the Pyramid and then to Catfish, then checking Zora doesn't cost that much time.
and because right now you may just end up orphaning Catfish and not check it at all, which isn't the worst because Catfish doesn't have anything.
Illus is gonna try to do some speculation. It seems a bit far though. I think he needs to get closer to the left edge. You need to be really, really close to the left edge to do it. Like, as close as possible. Keeping on the bombos for now.
Well, we saw the hookshot, I believe, over on the ledge, so that's very good for Shady Force, and Illus has to come back here later.
That's okay. He kept a few arrows, so he might actually be able to splash delete that one.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Meanwhile, Shady Force has a lot of items right now. Taking out the flute. Where are you going now?
I get some extra bombs as well for more tries, but you really, really need to, like, the arrow they have to be very, very, like, the travel distance they need to do should be as short as possible, and you really, really need to hug that.
Meanwhile, Shady Force, probably with the fire rod in hand, will be able to head over to Skull Woods. Actually hoping for a Thieves' Town beforehand.
You kind of have quite some safeties to be able to go for the moth right now. Like 8 hearts and a hammer. Isn't that bad?
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely interesting. Would also make more sense route-wise. Illus is going pod. Maybe
But
mirroring and
he's
doing
gonna
Eastern
be a
first.
bit mad. But in the end, he's gonna get the goods quite shortly. Unfortunately, he hasn't seen what's on Lake Halia, so he might miss on them for a bit.
It also does depend on the order in which he does the done here.
What happened here for the splash deletion is like you need to be a bit faster than what he did, and he was nudging that little peg. So he got the first one, but to get the second one, you need to be a bit faster, and that's why he didn't get it in order to get that hook shot.
We do have the book in Thieves Town. The tablets are not in logic since you will need an additional sword for that.
I'm actually quite surprised Illus is going for that pendant pod over the crystal eastern first.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's a crystal, you're gonna have to do that anyway. So it's a much safer play to just go for that first. Shadyforce gets that God Pixel in the Hellway and the enemies lined up as well.
Okay, the thing is, you might get a few things. I mean, you are gonna get a few things called Fire Rod that will help you go through pod. But I mean, he doesn't know that.
But why would you do pod over Eastern in this situation?
I mean, it saves some mirror transitions, I guess, but like scouting crystal first still, I mean, in this case it will benefit him for sure.
Thankfully, it does have the mirror, so routing pod isn't as difficult as it otherwise is with death warps and stuff. And Shadyforce is just continuing along Thieves Town. Not really that much to say except when is he actually going to route in Skull Woods? He could go north after this to Skull Woods and head on over to Graveyard Ledge, possibly.
Could be a thing, definitely.
And then continue to catfish after that and go get the pyramid. We have Kane in Pendant Pod, which doesn't do anything right now, but it is required, unless you can hover TR.
Not a good idea to hover TR. I tried, and it's not good. Yeah. It's making a bit of time because we don't know when. Like Shady already cleared Eastern. We don't know when he'll go back for the area.
The cape, if you do get a bumper cave check soon, could also be something important. It's essentially a fetch quest at this point. Just one more cycle there on blind for Shady before getting the second crystal. Illus is picking up a small key here in the dark, and whatever is in the second chest, another key.
And that's the Arcane, so we know that's 3 items already. I don't know if he found more. We know for a fact that he's not gonna find mates from here, because everything starting this point is hard lamp locked, and we know the lamp is behind the mids.
Yeah. And Shadyforce is actually leaving the entire northern area for now and going southwards. Did pick up rupees, so can do the digging game.
He's actually got 4 items already. Still 2 chests left. I don't remember if he had the big key or not. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Assets.
still an item. So compass or item in the big chest. And that's the compass. So still an item on the Helm of the King.
Menu, please.
Yeah, Illus snopes out. Not really reason to, like, especially without any fire source and only a fire sword. I guess he has like resources, but
There's a good amount of time for one item. You have Eastern over on the other side. You've already obtained one guaranteed progression item in Cane of Samaria as well. You did see the half magic there on the Stumpy.
On his way to hookshot, Illus might see the boots. Most likely, you're gonna see the boots. So I guess he will probably feel a bit better about leaving the hookshot there.
Well, Shadyforce will be taking that book from Thieves Town to head on into Desert, fully clearable crystal as well.
I mean, like, you got that half magic from Stumpy, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Fire Rod Landmo is just easy, and you have boost. That's fully clearable.
Well, it's that or Swamp, basically.
Yeah, I mean, Swamp is fully in logic for Shady right now. I mean, it's gonna be for Illus. You got flippers, right? Or are they in the next chest? But it is full in logic right now for both the runners. Can totally see that happen.
Yeah. We'll probably then go for Swamp if there is nothing in Desert. Illus still has plenty of options after finishing off Eastern here with the flipper locations and the entire Western Dark World as well.
She will definitely get that hook shot before anything. I would assume so. I mean, especially when he has everything, it will unlock Swamp for him.
You flute to 8, you check the island, and then you go get the hookshot?
I guess. I mean, there's also Hobo on your way. You don't want to order that one.
You flute to Link's house instead. Oh, meanwhile, Shadyforce looking in a great position here, as long as he doesn't bonk. You can't really see where you're going with that sprite, I guess.
I mean, if you get used to it, like, the shadow is enough for you to navigate.
Really picking up that shield?
I mean, help sometimes, but like
it does
if
block
you
some
get
projectiles.
fire shield isn't that bad, but you're already fought blind at this point. I'm not sure about that.
I can think of a few people that are very bothered by picking up a shield, but hey.
Chat makes a point. We can see where Shady is facing right now with that shield.
Yeah. Spending the frames just to see where you're going. I thought all sprites were created equal. Well, be able to see how you're gonna angle that fire rod as well for Lenmolas. Illus needed some aim with those arrows though. Some very nice one cycle there on Lenmolas to get the compass, as Armos also falls, and arrows for Illus. His first crystal and the second one. Third one, actually, I should say, for Shady.
Yeah, that's third one for Shady. Could have gotten a fourth one in Skullwoods, but just decided, opted out for now. You might actually go back for that one at some point.
Yeah, because when you think about it, if Illus goes now, picks up the hookshot, you can go Skull Woods, into Thieves Town, into Ice Palace, or not Ice Palace,
Wait,
Swamp
wait,
Palace,
wait.
Swamp Palace. 3 crystals
Swamp
back to
Palace.
back. Illus is not checking the island.
Illus.
Oh, no.
He might want to do that after Swamp, I guess. Still a bit of a noobs. Especially when...
I know this has happened to him before.
That's happened to him before, yes.
Yeah. Shady meanwhile going into Swamp is a crystal you can full clear. Well, let's see how Illus is gonna route this following this hookshot pickup. As shadyforce still has that option for left side swamp or not. Guess that probably depends on whether or not a progression item is found here.
I mean, aside from Skullwood and Gravet Ledge, I don't think we have a lot more than Swamp Palace.
And there's the pod. Okay, Illus, where are you fluting them?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's gonna hurt a lot, because Shady, like, that part of the Dark Vault is much faster with boots. Let's put it like this.
Yeah, this is the big Dark World walking tour. No boots. This is probably the most walking that you're gonna do. So we'll probably do Skull Woods, Thieves Town, into Swamp, and then after that check the island. The island, you know, it's still kind of off a bit, if you know what I'm talking about. If you're not doing ice, are you really checking that island right now?
I mean, if you decided you didn't want to go to Hobo, I guess not.
Well, we'll also get to find out what Shady decides to skip out on here in Skull Woods. And of course, yeah, shadyforce is focusing on getting to the boss as fast as possible and then deciding whether or not to go left side.
Oh, there are the mids. So, like, while Shady has the boost, that definitely makes his clearing faster. The mids also bring him away from pod.
Yeah, because at this point, you can go into ice after this, but then you still have the entirety of Dark Death Mountain that you can check while you're up there, see what you need for Turtle Rock. You can go to the Mire area. It's a lot of checks that suddenly open up to you.
The only
Smith
thing
Shane.
that's like, not having that king will not make him go into TR. So I guess there's that as well.
Yeah, still have the hookshot to check hookshot K when you're up there and get the medallion information.
That still opens up the world a lot for him. So that also puts him away from pod.
There's also a risk that if Illus goes for this crystal back to back, after Swamp, with the mids, decide to head up to Turtle Rock after that with Dark Death Mountain and just skip out on checking the island and going Ice Palace after.
I've seen that happen.
These high rod shots could be better.
It's actually a very high possibility that he just decided not to check.
Shadyforce definitely struggling a bit with that boss fight. Does get it down. And meanwhile, Mothula is being Mothula.
I mean, Fighter Sword Argus is never easy. Those spots require like a full spin. You cannot slash them. If you're good enough, you can actually grab 2 and spin 2.
Shady spending some time here to think about where to go.
I guess he's gonna check Pommel's tablet. Yeah. Not really a location you don't want to come back to, but you're here, even though you have only a fighter sword. Like, you want to check it to know if you have to come back.
Yeah, get the information that nothing is there, and then you don't have to worry about it. Get a GM in as well, because he didn't check that earlier when he went to Desert. So Illus is still looking for items here in Skull Woods. So there's a map, there's a big key, there's at least one item.
So Shady has so much open right now. But Mountain seems like a fair play to make. Especially when you've been up to Hera already.
You can clear Hera now and get the 2 items that are there, since you do have a fire source. Illus did find the red mail in Skull Woods, and that was it.
Only checking Bumper Ledge. I can get why you do that. Like, Gravis Ledge is a very, very slow play. There's a way to combo that with a Whirlpool to get the boost, but if you don't know they're there, you don't really want to go there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the boots are in a spot that's gonna take Illus some time to get to. Also very nice for Shadyforce to be able to route in East Death Mountain with Dark Death Mountain in one go. Saves a climb that Illus had to do earlier.
Thing is, Illus might... That's a... If Ice Rod is kind of free, he might climb only one more time. We don't know what's the medallion for TR yet. So there's still a lot of possibilities, but we're getting closer to that GT access.
Yeah, Shadyforce will have a few more locations to check here. Probably grabbing the lamp on the island because it's so close by, and it will help with the few dark rooms that do exist.
It definitely helps. Also when you're on like Fighter Sword. I mean, you don't like to do pod, but and at this point, that's not where he's gonna be heading. But it still save a bit of time. I mean, you have half magic as well. I don't know.
The thing is that Shadyforce still has a lot of options, whereas Illus is essentially set on a pretty straightforward path at this point.
Yeah, that's Chad is pointing out. Like, Kane locking quite a lot for Shady will probably make him do the power play.
Combos.
Yep, combos, we have it. So I guess we're missing the Ice Rod.
Yeah. It's another ice rod hunt. Yeah, I guess we've seen that one before.
Nope, never seen that one before. Ice rod hunt with the whole world open.
Yeah,
Great.
it can be literally anywhere. Technically, we're still looking for a sword, but it tends to show up along the way anyway, usually in GT. And shadyforce, it did keep the portal up there, and now doing Spiral Cave, and it's then gonna climb again?
Not sure it's gonna get that lamp. Definitely not getting that lamp. I get this when you're coming, like getting that portal back, and just going through Hookshot Cave, bombing those two walls, mirroring just to get the lamp. That's yeah, you're not doing that. Definitely not.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. Also skipping out on both Spy Cave and Tower of Hera at this.
Either tablet wasn't checked as well.
Oh yeah, he can't even. He doesn't have enough hearts to check that, and he has no invulnerability item and no bottle. That's interesting since both invulnerability items were over in pod.
That's true.
And we still haven't found a bottle, so there's that. And it's kind of interesting that you look at the items they got, and it still seems kind of empty, and from our position, it's still only one item we're looking for here.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they didn't check a lot, but they do have a lot. Like, we still have Ice Spice open, Mittermeier. I think there are 2 items in pod in Hera as well.
Yeah, both items were fire locked in Hera. No, I could actually have used Hera pot to climb that and circumvent the basement.
Yes, like when you know there are 2 items up there. If you want to get them, I think you're still getting the big key.
Yes, it depends on how much of a risk you want to take.
Like there are like three chests up there. You know the big keys in the basement.
Yeah.
And looking for 2 items in 3 chests, you are definitely getting that big key in order to shake everything.
Playing the odds at that point. Now we're seeing shadyforce go back to do Skullwoods.
If it's only 1 item, I can see people like going for the Harapot because it's way faster. But if it's 2 items, I think the Harapotting in that instance is, I won't say mistake, but it's just kind of a huge gamble.
Sometimes the gambles have to make the win, but probably not in this seed. It's done with Blind, continuing here through Thieves Town, and then almost certainly routing into Swamp after this. Shadyforce gonna get his 5th crystal soon and can get the eyes for the 6th because that's how close he is. You will need to go to pod, and it is a possibility that you find that Ice Palace is cane locked for the boss, and that's gonna give you at least some information about Pyramid Fairy.
But Shady's definitely earning a lot of time by having those boosts very early.
Yeah, it really can't be
Not
treated how much time you gain from that. And also had a better Mafia fighter than Illus as well.
so 5th crystal for Shady. Let's see what he decides to do next. We have Ice Palace and Mirror Mire open. Can see the ice play. Definitely.
Is probably going to the front for the second item first.
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
I can see that, but we might have a pet check here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, did he get the book? I mean, the ice rod could be there. Unlikely. It could.
Nope.
It's not. And you know, if you see that the ice rod is there, then you know, oh, I have to clear all the dungeons. Like, then you go clear all the dungeons. Now you don't know.
Yeah, like if Ice Rod was actually on pedestal, it would have given Shady a definite edge over Illus.
Yep, then you just go do pod and you get the cane, and then you're essentially in go mode.
Exactly. I mean, you even need that cane from Randomizer, so.
Yeah, that too. So as long as he doesn't go Mire before pod, which you really won't do that. And Shady did skip out on left side swamp, so there is at least one item there. Shadyforce has a graveyard ledge as well, as the Smith game could also do, if he's not gonna mirror and flute on over to 8.
I'm actually surprised Shady is going all the way here. Those are some. I mean, I guess he's getting the other item in Skullwood. Cape was in pod, right? So it doesn't have it. So that might not be an incentive enough to go check Travis Ledge and Bumper Ledge. He might still do that, but there's also the Smith Chain open right now.
Yeah, Shadyforce still has so many options at this point. He would probably go and dip ice before going pod. I guess the question is, do you check the mire area before going pod?
It's like Marsha. It's kind of fast, right?
Yeah, you have checkerboard as well, and maybe you can enter mire.
Checks. Hopefully, you don't get the medallion for Mire, so you don't have to have the decision to go inside or not. Game just telling you that you can't. Oh, we have a Graves Ledge check. Okay. I mean, with boost, it's kind of fast.
As fast as it can get, unless you are you've had an Aga 1 seed and you're crossing over the river and you have the mirror.
I believe he hasn't checked Catfish, so he could do that as well.
Yeah, that was mentioned earlier. Only Illus did that, so this could be Catfish after this, and you could go pod technically after that, or just mirror and flute somewhere else.
Oh, that's the
first bottle.
You might want to check that one, I guess, as well.
Well, yes.
Illus is getting the mitts.
Yeah, Shady's.
Oh. The issue I see here is that with Illus having that book, he might want to check Bumble's tablet.
Yeah, he could do Bumble's tablet and then go into deserts. He still doesn't have the boot, but could still go there. We are still, of course, looking for that sword at some point, but it will probably come up naturally.
That might actually be the ice play from Shady. Like, you just have to take the Whirlpool and you're there.
Oh, that's actually really clever.
Nope. Floating out.
Oh, or not.
He thought about it. That's actually faster to just take the Whirlpool.
Okay, so here's the ice play. Yeah, crystal number 6 opens up Pyramid Fairy. Illus almost done with Argus. So 4th crystal for Illus. Has the left side to check. We are missing the map, as you can see.
I mean, with the
big
mid
key.
thing there, I think it's good enough. That just gives you a reason to leave, especially with the amount of checks you have left.
It's a lot for one item, and there's no big key, so it could be go get the big key and then go back, and that would take a lot of time. So you check the tablet. Do you flute or do you go desert here?
I mean, you're definitely checking the Mario area on your way to desert.
If you do flute to 6 here. And it does seem like, for many players, that the Mario Shed is a really high priority check when you get access to it.
I mean, it's 2 quick checks.
It's either. Shadyforce is attempting the bomb jump
Plus
here.
Another one in checkerboard.
Shadyforce is having some problems here getting this bomb jump set up right. Does get it in the end. And Illus will realize that he's gonna look for the boots.
Not a great ice balance so far. I mean, we're only looking for the ice rod anyway.
I mean, he's also looking for the cane.
Yeah, but for us.
Yeah, for us. The players
I mean,
are
the
also
sword would be
important, you
nice,
know?
The sword would be definitely very nice.
We do still need to find one of those 3 that are left, and even then, Master Sword Zelda-less Ganon isn't the nicest fight in the world. So Illus ending with a G now. Shadyforce is checking the right side.
So he has like East Dark Death Fountain and
Ice Palace.
Ice Palace. The problem. The main issue with him going to Dark Death Mountain is that he's probably gonna dip into Turtle Rock.
Yeah. All of which just keeps on delaying the boot, so he's fluting. That looked like ice, but then he fluted to Link's house, and he's probably gonna go and check the island first.
That's yeah.
Yeah, there's no other reason for why you would flute to 4. We'll jump in here and see. Oh dear, there are some boots up there. I kind of need those. Oh, we have ether for Meyer. I think that was for Meyer. Yeah, locate an ice palace.
That's the ether. So it doesn't have the big key. So I guess the big key is in Ice Room. And he had the compass and the map, but he's also still missing a key, I think. I didn't count the items.
Yeah, I haven't done that either. It's missing a big key. There's a map.
One of the 2 remaining checks definitely have a key.
So I guess it's time to find out if this is cane locked or not.
One has the big key, and the other is a key, and
then an item. Or
I'm not sure. That's the worst Ice Palace layout. So
Let's also taking this time to check Hobo as calls there falls small key. This is cane locked. Crystal 6 picked up, but Shady will know that the cane of Samaria cannot be a Pyramid Fairy.
that's very good, valuable information. But at the same time, the Ice Rod could be there still.
You're probably still checking it.
Actually, running really low on options, so you have Pod or Mire. Pod definitely the highest density there. I can see Shady going there first. No, actually going to Mire. He hasn't checked Mire yet, I think.
Yeah, he hasn't been here at all. Illus just getting the boost and immediately heading back to Desert.
So here's the thing. Illus is Ice Rod for Gomu. He doesn't know yet because he hasn't been to Darkest Mountain.
Yeah. Shady needs to go to pod at some point. So even though Shady is 2 crystals ahead, there's still a pod dip that needs to be had. Shadyforce is still checking these roundabout locations before opting to making. We'll see. He is taking out the flute, so he's not going into mine. He's going pod.
But here's the thing. How much does Illus does into Ice Palace? I mean, that was definitely his plan, going and getting the boots. Okay, Shady is now going to pod. Gonna get that cane. We'll see if he decides to stay for a bit, or if he decides to dip out. If I remember correctly, the first chest was a key, which Illus decided not to use for some reason. He still went the Bollock side. And the cane was on the Bollock side.
And there is an item on Helmasaur as well that Illus did not pick up.
Thing is, Shady knows the medallion for TR, and at this point, it's fair to assume, it's really fair to assume that Ice Rod's gonna be in TR.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable guess.
I wouldn't be surprised if Shady leaves after getting the cane.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment to make.
At the same time, like, not checking the bag of pod. But you're definitely not kidding Helmasaur here. You are not kidding Helmasaur.
Illus did get a 1 cycle and Mola's Crystal 5 picked up and is still checking the frontier for additional item. You have Turtle Rock, you have Mire, you have the Smith Chain, you have Pyramid Fairy, Spy Cave,
Hera and
Hera, 2 items there too.
He's started with Synod sword, but there's definitely a sword out there. I mean, there are 4 swords into the game.
Usually they tend to show up in GT.
Shady actually going to the back. I mean, you know where the lamp is. It's totally fair.
Oh, just picking up the hearts.
I mean, I think he still has a blue mail. I mean, the Kodongo still deal 100 damage whatever metal you have. But having them, I think he's starting to realize.
This is some funky routing, I guess you can call it.
I'm not sure if you're checking this one here. Like there might be a key still. You only got one item, but that might still be a key. It was the cane. Okay. You're. Oh, still going.
Shadyforce is ice sword for go mode right now.
And he knows it. He knows he's ice sword for go mode. Illus doesn't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And the sword, obviously, but that you at this point, after clearing so much, you're kind of guessing that there's gonna be some in GT.
Yeah, there's just so many checks there, and most things have been checked right now. There isn't that much left.
At this point, yeah, the tier is not even a gamble.
Well, we've seen players go into Turtle Rock all the time to look for the ice rod, and even when it doesn't pay off, they still end up placing like top 3, top 5 in races. Like, we saw that in qualifiers.
Okay, say it like this. You've already done Swamp. Shady, I think Shady did most of the mirror checks already. So going to TR at this point is not gonna hurt him that much, because he's gonna be able to conserve his portal if the ice rod is not in TR.
Illus didn't bomb jump, so it does have the ether, but
the thing might push that choice a little bit.
Yeah.
Of not choosing to bomb jump, because if you bomb jumped here and got that ether at the exact location, you might be tempted to just leave.
That is definitely true. There's that big key that we were talking about earlier. Shadyforce may be regretting a little bit not picking up that lamp on the island. Shadyforce is not going Helmet now.
Sinking 3 minutes for one check when you have TR open, not very wise. Yeah, TR might definitely. Oh, Pyramid Fairy first, I guess?
Yeah. That's the second bomb to see for Shadyforce.
That might give Illus some time to catch up. Definitely. It's still a bit behind.
If Illus just decides to...
Not that far behind.
I mean, if Illus just decides to go straight to Turtle Rock after this, it's definitely gonna gain some time if the ice rod is there.
The thing is, even if Illus goes straight to TR after that, before entering Turtle Rock, you're still doing Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny in order to look for the ice rod. Because if the ice rod is just sitting here, you kind of feel very bad about your play of just going into Turtle Rock, and especially when it's just right here, which Shady already done. Yeah, that's what I guessed. There were only keys in ice. Sorry, my ice key logic isn't perfect.
Ice key logic is really weird. Okay. That's nothing.
And to answer chat, Shady checked the pedestal. We know actually is not gonna be there.
Well, Shady is gonna go into Turtle Rock. Coaster goes down.
The extra's not in TR. Like Shady still did a lot more checks than Illus, having those boots very early. So still, like, I mean, he's ahead right now, going in there.
Yep.
And he might still have the lead after that.
Well, we will see. Illus is gonna go ahead and flew to 1 at this point.
With 2 medallions, I can fairly assume that TR is gonna be open at this point. But yeah, like, while he doesn't seem so far behind right now, he'll definitely check Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny.
Yeah, most certainly. Will probably not pick up the lamp at this point due to there not really being any noticeable dark rooms left unless you're gonna end up going Meyer after.
Makes sense. Makes sense to just take the portal here, check the medallion. I mean, check if Ice Watch is just here or not, and then go into TR.
We are probably looking at a Master Sword Silverless Ganon in this sea, though. Wherever those swords may be. So if we go through the locations, we have Turtle Rock, we have 2 items in Hera, we have 1 item in Ice Palace, and we have the Smith Chain, and we have Spy Cave. I think that's it.
Chad is actually pointing out something interesting. After getting that bottle from Gervid Ledge, Shady didn't check Sick Kid.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't seen Sick Kid.
I know Sick Kid has been quite decisive in one of the games, so I don't want to be that like commentator curse or anything, but
I can be it.
I'll mention it. Whatever.
Let me make the curse. What if Sick Kid has the lamp? Yeah, precisely. Illus is gonna get the lamp.
Kind of wise of Illus if you're like, you don't have a sword, a second sword, and you might enter the Ganon fight with only Master Sword. And having Lamp at this point is actually very valuable. Even though you have half magic, he doesn't have a bubble, so you might want to take safeties.
And the lamp does consume significantly less magic than the fire rod.
And you can spam it too on the torch to get your torch gauge.
Absolutely. Well, Illus entering Turtle Rock now. Shadyforce getting the lava chest, just a small key. Yeah, I guess it's another Turtle Rock waiting room for Laser Bridge. Now, if the Ice Rod isn't in Turtle Rock, where would you go then? Meyer? Smith Chain?
Meyer.
Do you just mirror out and just go Tower of Hera first and check Spy Cave?
Like
Use
even if you
Maya.
mirror, even if you mirror out, like you still have to climb back. I get maybe Hera might be a play, but at the same time it's a 1v1, and if you want to go kind of against the odds and kind of follow the breadcrumbs, I think you go into Maya.
You take the 5 seconds if you're a Shady Force to check Sikid.
Of course. Oh, there it is.
Never mind. Okay, well, that's out of the way. We're still looking for a sword. Do you check tile room to look for a sword if you don't find it before you climb?
Not tile room, but depending on your GD routing, you might want to do some extra checks. Especially if you find an early big key, you definitely are doing some extra checks.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Thanks, TR. You're solving all the issues this seed for us. You still do check some extra locations because Master Sword Silverless isn't that good of a thing to do.
I think you still do laser bridge. I mean, you have to because you don't have a key, but you're checking all chests.
We're just gonna get the Holy Trinity here and just get silver
actually,
arrows.
It's actually funny because, like, I had that conversation with some people earlier. Like, there's a debate whether or not you need to check the big chest before checking Mimic Cave. And in this case,
never mind.
Okay.
I guess TR just has all the swords today. Come on, give us the last one. Never mind. Yee, so much for that Master Sword Silverless.
Like, Illus might get a few seconds here by actually not checking Mimic Cave. If you go check the big chest first, get that ice rod, and just decide to skip on Mimic Cave, because it's a fairly long check actually. Like, it takes like 20 to 30 seconds, like with the mirror transitions, just for one item, when like you have the whole GT open and laser bridge. Yeah, you can save a few seconds. Let's see. He has the cane out, so he's getting that ice sword first.
He may still go back to look for a sword though.
No.
Or may just keep going. Okay.
No. Well,
you never know. You never know.
Mimic Cave is actually a painful thing. It's like Eastern big key chest. Like, if you have the choice of not doing it, you're just not doing it. And he's gonna find a sword, he's gonna be rewarded, and gonna be rewarded with another one later.
Yep. I'll have 7 crystals for Shady Force going into Ganon's tower, blah blah, item locations, blah blah, big key, bot rip dead.
But it's dead anyway, so
random numbers, let's go.
You'd be the winner of a heart. I mean, everybody knows to play at this point, I'm assuming.
I mean, we don't need the bot. Chat does their thing anyway. Hamster is disqualified, however.
So now it comes down to GD routing. If player decide to spice it up a little bit with their GD routing. Not even bothering checking the last chest. Illus is leaving. He has that tempered sword. That's enough.
Yep. Shady starting right.
Oh, no key on the right side. Dark Magician could actually be a thing here.
Yeah, he has some crap heading over left side.
If Illus falls behind, I guess.
Didn't have a 1 cycle swell here for Illus. I mean, this is definitely within the realm of possibilities.
Sword beam, please.
You know, a lot of people just voluntarily takes a hit there just to get rid of the sword beams. Yeah, if Illus goes for Dark Magician and it is right side, it's gonna make up a lot of time here.
If he decides to do Dark Magician and gets the big key in Compass Room, that's definitely something that will push him ahead right now.
Shadyforce going into the random room as Illus enters.
Nope. Oh, random room it is.
Shady still checking an additional location, will now commence to climb as Illus bonks and gets the key, and will get the big key in due time. This is definitely Shadyforce's game to lose at this point. I didn't count which chest that was, so I guess everyone wins today. Congratulations, everyone.
Congrats. You are all winners. We are all winners.
We are winner.
So climbing with half magic. Temper sword? Not that bad. I believe Shady has a green goo in that bottle.
Yeah. Where was that bottle again?
Crevice Ledge.
Ah, yeah, Graveyard Ledge. Can't say it's very often you see someone be bottleless in GT. Here we are. And Shadyforce is preserving Fire Rod shots here. We'll bring it out now.
I mean, you don't have silvers, and Landmo 2 is coming. You might want to save a bit of magic for Landmo 2.
Ooh, barely gets that shot into one cycle just as Illus will pick up the key.
Sure, clean fight. Okay. That's why you don't play with that sprite.
I guess. we don't judge people here. I mean, Illus just missed an arrow there and landed on the anti-fairy, so I guess it doesn't matter. Illus is getting through the gauntlet well as Shadyforce gonna light the torches. There's a full magic in the next room.
So Shady has half magic and a green, but he only has the fire rod. While Illus has the lamp, but no safety. I mean, that should be more than enough for Ganon, but still, wanted to point that out. If Shady misses Torch Glitch, that still
there's
a bit of magic that you need, but fortunately with that bottle, he's fine.
Yeah, unless it's something like a quadrant glitch or something like that. Yeah,
without half magic or bottle, like missing torch glitch with fire rod, like you have to start over. But he definitely has enough magic, even if he misses torch glitch right now.
It's a faster than Mola's fight. In all fairness, this is a pretty fast seed.
Very fast seed, pretty straightforward. Just go to pod.
Just go to pod and you get the boots on the island.
Yeah. Just go to pan and pod, and you're good. And clear your crystal, and you're good.
And that was a really good Aga too as well for Shadyforce.
Yeah, with half magic and a bottle with a green goo, I don't think Shady's gonna run out of magic for that fight.
Illus also isn't checking any locations as Shadyforce begins the Ganon fight.
Unfortunately, missed a hit. But Ganon is in a very nice position right now for phase 2.
Yep.
No problem for Shadyforce.
Yeah, the easy double spins here. Into phase 3. Just one more hit, Illus will soon be at Aga 2. And Shady has to take a fall here for Illus to have a chance, as we do find out where the silvers are in about 3 seconds. Sick it?
I guess.
I guess.
Got the torch glitch, it should be fine right now. Still have a few locations. Smith, I think, are light work.
Yeah, Smith as well.
Could be some fetch quest. Eat it tablet. No, Eat the tablet is that mountain. Never mind. But yeah, mushroom powder.
I mean, well, Shadyforce is just executing this fight beautifully. I mean, he's
is.
getting triples here and just playing this the way it should be played.
Very nice triple, not missing any spins, and the pig is down. Well, Illus gonna enter the fight. GG's to Shady.
Yeah, Shadyforce will take the first win in this best of 3 with an official SRL time of 1 hour 26 seconds. Actually 28 seconds, also 26 minutes with that. We now have Illus starting over the Ganon fight.
Like, even getting the boots so late, I mean, very later than his opponent, like it didn't put him that far behind in the end.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really close race in the end. If Shady ends up making, like, going into Mire instead of going pod, things like that could have turned out very differently. This also gets the torch glitch. Need to get those 12 hits in. gonna be all that many more. But Illus also like shadyforce getting some very nice triples here. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, as Illus will also finish off the seed. And we'll do so with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 46 seconds. And we are here also joined with our winner today, shadyforce. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks very much.
And we're also here joined with your competitor today, Illus. GG.
GG, Illus.
So, what did the two of you think of the seed, starting with you, shadyforce?
I thought it was okay. I think I did well at the first half of the seed. I think I did a lot of things in the right order, so I was feeling pretty good as it went along. But then, obviously, the ice rod and the cane eluded us for ages. So I was worried one of the few locations I skipped might have had it. But I think I did okay. I think it went pretty well.
As for me, I have been looking for a few things, the ice rod as well, but yeah, the boots were a thing, I guess, that put me a bit behind. It was a bit annoying going to desert and the very next check is finding the boots after doing 5 crystals, and well, I guess I checked a bit too much. I wasn't sure about Shady's playstyle, so I was a bit more careful. Turned out to be the wrong choice for this one.
Well, you, Shady, you got the boots much earlier. I believe you went to Hype Cave and then blindly went to the island and picked up the boots there.
Yeah, it's not normally what I do, but when you go to High Cave, normally I either go to the race, the digging game, or I go to Pyramid Catfish. But here I got the flippers, and I'm like, well, actually I can do all of the flipper checks right now, and combine them with the island and combine them with Hobo. And I thought, yeah, that's really good, especially because I just picked up enough money to pay Zora as well at that very minute. So I just decided to make that play, and obviously seriously paid off. It's just a rub of the green type thing, really.
I'm actually surprised. Like after getting the boots, you decided to ditch that portal and went straight for Hobo. Well, not like going. I mean, you went for waterfall to Zora, but like I would see kind of running up to Catfish and Mirror from here.
Maybe, but like. I guess I didn't really consider going to Catfish. I ended up rooting Catfish in later on and with the North Kakariko. I just thought I'd do the flipper checks real quick, but I don't want to spend too much time doing Overworld because I have a lot of crystal dungeons I can beat right now. So I just wanted to do the quickest ones, and I guess I just kind of put off Catfish until later on in the seed.
Also, what was actually the reasoning for skipping Skullwoods?
Well, I had a fighter sword, and I didn't want to die to Moth. On restream, I thought that would be very embarrassing, so I put off Skullwoods and did other crystal dungeons instead, hoping that I would get a sword or something. I've practiced Moth a lot with a master sword, but with fighter sword, I'm still a little bit scary, so I wanted to put it off.
That's a fair reason, and like, Illus, you don't have a bottle. Do you want to know where Shady got his?
A bottle? Yeah, I want to know. Sure.
On Griffith's Ledge.
Ew, disgusting.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to tell you.
That was our one and only bottle. I don't know where all the other ones were.
You never checked Sick Kid after that, actually.
Yeah, that's right. I guess I never got around to it. I mean, I did the 3 checks on the pyramid, and then went straight to Turtle Rock when the time came. I was just following the item density, really.
But yeah, that Ether in Ice could have also been a big bait, a great bait, but you didn't. None of you went for it. I mean, well, you, Shady, you were still looking for that cane, but you still decided to buy it before going to Meyer. Well, Illus, after getting it, it was only Ice for Go mode, and then I mean, the obvious place to just go to TR. Anyways, but
Yeah, at this point, I kind of regret full clearing Ice Palace.
I mean that's
It,
what
it
that's
cost me
what we
it cost me
guessed.
quite a bit of time,
When
and I plan to go to Turtle Rock anyway, and it's not the thing that I'd usually do. But as I said before, it's like you don't really know what your opponent what Shady is doing in my case.
I mean,
And maybe if it's an Ice Palace, you could just screw yourself over completely. And I didn't want to risk that, but I didn't think that I was that bad or that far behind, kinda. Because I somehow managed to clear everything. I found the ice rod in time, I guess. But yeah, it just didn't turn out to be fast enough in that case.
but yeah, like when you find that ether in freezer room, you kind of regret a lot not bomb jumping at that point, right?
Yes, absolutely yes.
Because you stopped for a second. You actually stopped for a second, and you were like, "Why didn't I bomb drop? Now I have two medallions. Like, I might be
Yes,
able to enter
I
TR."
totally regret that at that point, but no way back at that point, right?
Yeah, when I found ether in the chest, I realized that at that point that I had sort of keylocked myself out of the iced tea chest, which I think did have an item. So
Nope.
I was a bit.
It was only keys. You left only
Oh, it
keys.
was only keys left. Oh, I must have miscounted. I thought I was skipping an item in iced tea, and I was panicking.
There was the
No,
big key in
it
iced
was
tea,
in
big
both
key, small key in big chest, and small key on Corsair. So you only left keys in Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, of course.
I
Yeah, okay. I
I
must have
spent so
miscounted.
much time looking for keys in Ice Palace. Next time I will bomb jump on it.
Going to game 2, Illus, do you have an idea if you're gonna mess up with the settings a little bit, or if you're gonna keep it to 7.7?
I might actually mess with the settings, but I'll have to consider it a bit more carefully.
Did you already schedule it?
We've
The-
scheduled it for tomorrow, like 5 p.m. EDT or something. EST, sorry. Something like that,
yeah,
right?
I think it's around this time tomorrow. I think.
the restream, if it will be restreamed tomorrow, is in basically exactly 24 hours.
But yeah, I might mess with the settings just a bit. We'll see. I might want to analyze this game first, and then see how it goes. I was a bit nervous because traditionally my main tournament performance weren't always that great, and it showed here, I guess. Or maybe more my main tournament luck. So yeah, we'll see what I plan next time.
Let's say best of 3 of best of 3s in this group stage. So even if you do end up going down in the first best of 3, you can still come back in the 2 that comes after that.
Yeah, but obviously I'd like to secure that spot for the brackets. I've been the first seed after all, or in the first quarter in this one. So I would like to come out first, if possible.
It's a tournament and you always want to win. Yes, that's the way it goes.
That's true. That's true.
And of course, we do have many other matches. We currently have a match ongoing on Speed Gaming 3 right now.
Yeah, Turtle
between
versus
Seto and Super Nintendo.
It's game 2, I believe. They played yesterday. You still have a lot of games today.
It's just
self-promotion. I'm playing later.
Yeah, there are so many matches that are going on right now. I don't have the time to mention, but right now, Speed Gaming 3, there's a match there, and in an hour on Speed Gaming 2, we have Dr. Marty Zero versus Bush.
Good luck later. I'm gonna be fast asleep.
No. Thank you.
Yeah, I also missed that bed. Well, as we're signing out here, be sure to follow both our runners today as to put on a spectacular work for us. spectacular performance.
Tracking today for us was Ricky of Kokiri. Give him also a follow. Haven't mentioned him yet, and he's been doing a great job behind the scene, helping us commentate easier.
Yeah, always big shout outs to the tracker, does the invisible job behind the scenes. Be sure to follow all of the channels for this tournament, Speed Gaming 1 through 6, and ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 5. With all said and done, I've been Marjevich.
And I was Lin.
We hope to see y'all in the not too distant future.